Well, I was always called, when I was young, as the self-styled genius. All I heard about was the self-styled genius. So that's what I took seriously, that I was styling myself a genius. And, you know, anybody can do that.
Toast, Jedediah, to love on my terms. Those are the only terms anybody ever knows.
You know, my first picture would never have been made, never in a million years, if the producer had lived in Hollywood, had any knowledge of Hollywood. It was a total accident, total piece of luck, like winning $600,000 from a quarter in a jackpot. And it couldn't go on, and I knew that. Because they took my next picture away from me and butchered the end of it, I was going to show them that they were wrong. And I have spent the rest of my life showing people, trying to prove that what is said is wrong. And that's been an enormous waste of spirit and of energy.
That's a mistake that will be corrected one of these days.
Well, I've always hated Hollywood, but I hate almost everything in the modern world. And Hollywood is simply the most pleasant place to live in left.
I don't know how to run a newspaper, Mr. Thatcher. I just try everything I can think of.
You know, I am a romantic, and I was a romantic in the early 19th century way. I wanted every experience, every kind of thing, and so I went to Hollywood in that spirit, and I should have left in that spirit.
There's only one person in the world to decide what I'm going to do, and that's me.
I don't believe there is any wisdom in compromise, unless you're a politician. And to the extent that movies are politics, I don't belong in movies. My pictures don't work at all unless they work my way. It's not because I think they're better that way. They simply fall apart unless they're done my way. So it isn't nobility, it's self-protection.
You're right, Mr. Thatcher. I did lose $1 million last year. I expect to lose $1 million this year. I expect to lose $1 million next year. You know, Mr. Thatcher, at the rate of $1 million a year, I'll have to close this place in 60 years.
Ask anybody of my age what they feel about themselves when they're young. I think you'll get a very waffly answer. I think of myself as having been an awfully nice fellow then. And I may have blacked out, you know, whole sections of dreadful behavior, but I've genuinely blocked them out. I don't remember them. I just see myself as angelically moving from one show to another.
I think I did pretty well under the circumstances.
I am going to make King Lear and a picture called The Dreamers. And I'll go on saying that until I don't. But it looks as though it's going to happen, but who knows? I've had a wonderful, fascinating life. I can't complain. I am the luckiest person I know. And I'd rather be remembered as a good guy than as a difficult genius.